Welcome back to Prince Tennis 2005 Crystal Drive. We are in the second round of the Area Doubles tournament. I actually did my research this time. I actually looked everything up. We're still using Kaido and Jin, and we're facing off against Tetsu Ishida and Masaya. Yeah, that's right. Masaya Sakurai. The reason why I don't know any of these guys' names is because they're not too relevant in the series. Even though they're my second favorite team. I believe, yeah, they're my second favorite team. Hyote is probably my first favorite, but they're easily forgettable, especially since I went to the Prince Tennis Wiki for this team so I could look at these guys' names, and I read up a little bit on their backstory, which I'll get into in a second because it was really interesting. But I saw these two players that I've never seen before, and I was just like, who the hell are these guys? And I was so confused, but I'm pretty sure I did see them. They just only had one match, and since they're not in this game for whatever reason, I totally forgot they existed, since my memory of Prince of Tennis exists solely in this game at the moment. So if it's not in the game, if it's not in the game, I'll pretend it does exist, because I don't remember it, because I watched the series a long time ago. So I totally forgot who these guys were. I just know this guy's name was Tetsu. I just remembered that much. Everything else was just blank. But yeah, they're my favorite team, even though they kind of don't do too much. They're that team that everybody talks like, oh yeah, they're pretty good, but then at the same time they're always getting trashed. So they always had I guess potential or whatever, but they never succeeded. When you have potential and you don't live up to it, there's a word for that, but I don't remember. But anyways, they did that. That word that I don't know. And to be honest, I guess it's okay because they're apparently freshmen, all of them. Let me just read what I read from the Prince Tennis Wiki. So, oh, there's no H. Oh man. I've been saying Fudohime the whole time. It's Fudomine. I think it's the same in Japanese actually. But just got mail. Awesome. Shut up. Fudomine Middle School is an unseated and unknown public school with rumors of violence. It was originally unknown due to an unreasonable coach and lazy set of senior regulars. The freshmen at Fudome, goddamn, be consistent. Fudome were brutalized severally by the older tennis club members, while the coach ignored the mistreatment. So basically, the coach was like, yo, fuck these freshmen up, because I'm tired of this shit, and they got the shit beaten out of them. And then eventually, they became the tennis team, which I thought was really, wow. I had no idea. I'm sure they went over that in the anime, but that just flew over my head playing this game. And I guess I could kind of see that, which is why they have they have the hoodies and stuff. Definitely makes them seem more thug, as opposed to everybody else that just has these nice little blazers. I don't know what those things are called, to be honest. It's the shirts that they wear, the kind of what kind of shirt that is, because I know it's not a t-shirt, because you're technically not allowed to wear t-shirts. So I don't remember what they're called. It's just a sports shirt in general. I know when I was on the team, I had to wear this really cheap polo that it was just a gray polo, because my school colors were burgundy and gray. And as much as I don't like burgundy, or I didn't like burgundy at the time. Now I find myself wearing burgundy a lot, but as much as I didn't like burgundy, I would have preferred that, because gray is just so depressing and boring. Our team itself was pretty depressing and boring because we didn't win any games, and it was to the point that our yearbook picture was really grainy and disgusting and blurry, and we're all looking really unhappy. So not only was the quality bad, but we weren't exactly thrilled to be in the picture, and the lighting was horrible, and it was like a stormy day outside, so it was a cloudy day outside, so basically the picture was just no good. And then like our picture is on one side, and on the other side you have the girls tennis team, which was funny because I think I went over there, but it was like 7 of us, 30 of them, literally, no exaggeration. And their picture was nice, it was sunny, and there's like sparkle everywhere. Not like literally, but I think like, I don't know if they edited it or if it was just because it was sunny, but there was like a nice sparkle in the corner somewhere, and everybody was all happy and, you know, glowing, and they even had hoodies. God, that pissed me off so much. I just remember that they had hoodies, and they were called the tennis chicks, and they had hoodies with their names on it, and they had like little chicks and like tennis rackets on their hoodies. Meanwhile, all we got was a fucking polo that had 2 tennis rackets in like the corner with like our little name under it and the initials of our school. That's all we got. Suffice to say, I didn't really like our tennis uniform. But that being said, yeah, from what I remember reading, you're not allowed to wear like t-shirts, like normal t-shirts. You have to wear like actual, you know, sports stuff. That's how I remember it. But anyways, back to the actual tennis. Yeah, Tetsu's really interesting. He's the guy that faced off against Taka and trashed Taka, sort of. I think they might have won. I don't remember who won, but he used the Hadouken on him, and that led to Taka later on learning the Hadouken. And he's also the brother of the guy that I said was up 5-zip, and then Taka used a serve Hadouken, and just like, you know what, no, fuck it. This is too much, this is too powerful, I give up. Even though it's match point. And I literally just need 1 more point to win, but you know what, fuck it, no, that was too much power. He's the brother of him. He's the little brother. And what else was I gonna say? Yeah, that's about it. He's actually a pretty decent player, at least in doubles. He has some pretty good specials. He has the Hadouken, obviously, which is just a really strong hit that can knock the racket out of your hand. Can knock the racket out of your hands really easily. He also has his, I think he has a serve also. Don't quote me on that, but I think he has a Hadouken serve, which is obviously really powerful. He's basically a power player, baseliner, aggressive power player. And he also has a I don't know how to describe it. It's not a lob, but it's a smash. There, that's what it is. He smashes the ball, or I think it's a smash. But he hits the ball basically, and it lands on the baseline, and it bounces all the way up, which is crazy. I don't know where they got that from. Maybe he did it in the manga, because I've only seen the perfect teamwork there, just stealing my opponent's ball. Yeah, that was a Hadouken. But the same. Damn it. Alright, there that is. Yeah, I've never seen it. I've only seen the anime. I've never seen the manga. I've read, well, actually, that's a bit of a lie. I've read the last match, I think. Or the last couple of matches, maybe. Yeah, I read the last couple of matches in the manga, because the tennis. The anime finished. And it was kind of depressing that it didn't go entirely through the series. There's a smash. It was obviously just a really strong smash. He has a good set of specials, actually. Yeah, you don't really notice him because he's a doubles player. But in this game, he has a good amount of specials, and his stats are pretty solid. Yeah, they didn't finish the entire series. They stopped off halfway into some tournament that they were doing. I think the national tournament or whatever. And so I went and read the manga for that. And then later on they came out with an OVA for it, which was alright. They kind of, because in the anime they changed a couple of things from the manga, but in the OVA they stuck to the manga. So there were a couple of things that were kind of like, wait, what? What are you talking about? But it was alright. It wasn't that big of a deal. That's what I hate about some animes that I used to watch, and I want to go back and read the manga. Well, not that I hate about it when I read it in the manga. I hate it when I watch the anime, because there are some things that they take out or that they alter, and then I read the manga and I'm just like, oh man, this was completely different. This was actually a bit better. So I don't know. So I guess just story of the day, kids. Read the manga. Even though sometimes it doesn't matter, you get the gist of it. But there are a couple of things that get altered out pretty much all the time. Which I'm not saying they shouldn't do or anything. Like, I understand why they do some things. I get that, but if you really like an anime, just get the manga. Check it out at least. Because there might be a good amount of stuff that you missed. Especially like the Hitman Reborn. Oh man, the anime and the manga are just completely different. Just because the anime has like a billion, like, I was gonna say spoilers. That's not the word. A billion fillers. It's just unnecessary fillers. Like, not Bleach level fillers, but there's like, I don't know, like 3 filler arcs. And then it doesn't even finish with the manga because it caught up. So they just abruptly, well, they didn't abruptly cut it off. They finished the arc, but there was a lot more stuff going on. Like 2 more arcs after that. Even though I haven't personally read the manga, especially not to like completion, but I just know because my friends will talk about it all the time. I don't really think I'll ever go back to it, to be honest, because I liked the anime in the beginning. I was like, I wouldn't say amazed, but I loved it. To the point I even went out, got rid of my friends and stuff, and it was great. But after like the first arc, pretty much I started not to like it as much. Like halfway through the first arc, I was kind of like, at least not in the anime, because I guess it just dragged on for too long. Because the manga was okay, and I played some DS game, I think, for it, and it was a bit ahead of the manga, or sorry, the anime, or at least as far as I had seen it. So it gave out a couple of like little things, which I thought were cool. But then once I finally saw it, I was like, oh, this was a lot cooler before. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. I did read the manga. I read part of the manga. I read the future arc. I read that. Yeah. I read the future arc. Totally forgot about that. Anyways, back again to tennis. Completely unrelated. I digress a lot. His opponent, Masaya Sakurai, is pretty meh. I mean, his stats are okay, I guess. They're not really anything to write home about. He's primarily a doubles player, and I've only seen him really use that one special, which it just looks like a, you know, when you go like to the river or whatever and you like skip stones. That's what it looks like he does with the ball. He kind of like goes over the net and bounces really quickly. And that's all I really know about him and seen about him. He's kind of just Tetsu's partner. He's not really relevant. Oh well. I guess I'll go back to digressing. I brought up another anime. What was it? Oh, Ice Shield 21. Yeah, that was really sad when it finished the anime. I was really into it, and I guess it was okay because they, more or less the series revolved around the main team. If you didn't know, Ice Shield is about football. It revolved around the main team competing against the rival team, more or less. So that's when it ended off on, which I thought was alright. And you know, it was a pretty good match. It ended off well. There was a lot more, you know, left to go, which led me to read the manga, which shit went down. I personally really like the what happens after that. So that's what makes me really impressed. Like, as soon as I finished watching the last episode of the anime, went right away into the manga. Picked up from there, started reading, and I don't know. I really wish they would come up with an OVA for it, but it's been a long time since Ice Shield aired. I watched it in 2009. Yeah, 2009 is when I watched it, and it had already aired for a long time since then. I think it aired in like 2007, 2005. So if there was any time for an OVA, it would have happened by now, unfortunately. Which sucks. And I almost half want another series, like a continuation, because at the end, all the players go to college, and they end up in their college football teams. And it's really interesting because a lot of different players from a lot of the teams break up and they go to different schools. And they form new teams, which I thought was really awesome, and I would have really liked to see them play. Except I would have feared that it would have ended up like New Prince of Tennis, which was complete trash in my opinion. So I don't know. I want a new series, but at the same time, it ended fine. Well, alright. It ended. I didn't like the ending too well, honestly. Because just the match against the American team, because they basically, it wasn't like the World Cup. They played nationally, and there's some guy playing music outside. Awesome. Because it's 12 p.m. and you really need to start blasting rap music. Anyways, what was I saying? Damn it, guy. The last game, well, no, the last tournament, or the last arc, however you want to say it, is you take all the teams from Japan, all the Japan teams, and you mix them together into one national team, which was awesome. And then they went and played against other countries, and they played against America at the end. But that game wasn't as great as I had hoped it would be. Like, I feel like the last game against the in the tournament, in the Japan tournament, was a lot better than that. You know, the final arc in the game, in my opinion. Just, I don't know, the way it ended, I wasn't really too like hyped about it. So I don't know. That's that. If you haven't noticed, I really like sports anime, and if you haven't noticed, we were 5-3, about to win the game, and these mofos managed to catch up. And now it's 5-5. So I've gone over this before, I believe, but when the score becomes 5-5, you have to win by advantage, which means you have to win by 2 games. So in order for either team to win right now, they would have to win 2 games straight, making the score 7-5. However, I guess it's more, I guess to be more specific, I should say you play 2 more games. Not that you win by 2. You play 2 more games. And if you manage to beat your opponent in those 2 games, you win. If it's split 1-1, you go into a tiebreak. That's a better way to say it. Because you don't play until you win 2 games. Because as soon as it reaches the 6-6, you stop and you play a tiebreak. So I should be more specific about that. I guess that's a better way to explain it. I've been trying to find a way to explain that, but that's the best way to do it. You play 10 games. Best out of 10, you win. If you play all 10 games, you get up to, you play the extra 2 games. And if those 2 games run out and there's still no victor, you play a tiebreak, which goes on until someone wins. There you go. Screw whatever I said in like the first episode. This is like episode 14 or something like that, and I finally got the rules to tennis down packed that I can explain. Like, I know the rules myself, but I never knew how to like explain it to people. But now that I actually think about it, that's a lot easier. It makes a lot more sense. I really need to start using that. Even though, I mean, I say that because before I used to play tennis with people. Like, I would ask people to come play tennis, and be like, oh yeah, that sounds fun, let's play tennis. And, you know, I'd have to explain them the rules and stuff. And I really had a concrete way of going about it. But now I don't really do that anymore. So I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Anybody that I know that I play tennis with already knows tennis. Especially at the level of tennis that I play or that I want to play. So, oh well. Not saying I'm like some super high level tennis player, I'm still pretty trash. Let's keep that up. Keep it modest, or not even modest, keep it realistic. Ooh, nice, Jin. You finally did something. And yeah, see, we won 1 game apiece, so now we go into tiebreak. And the tiebreak rules are what I definitely don't, I can never remember specifically. Because I know it's like every 2 points you switch, I think, or every 4 points or something. Yeah, I think it's every 2 points, but for whatever reason, the first point is you only get 1 service, and then after that, it's every 2 points you switch service. Ooh, that was crazy. You came all the way from the back to smash. Like badass. Sorry to fuck up your your momentum there. But this game is actually pretty close. After getting past, Jin's nonsense in the beginning, I managed to pull through. I didn't even use my special that many times. Jin managed to, be pretty good. I managed to position him right a couple of times. And he got the in-between shots, and he actually got some balls. Not now. I mean, I guess that was more or less my fault than his fault. Because it went right through me. But he was right there. He could have got it. Especially since he has long ass arms. See, he has like amazing recovery. Well, that's the only thing that pisses me off about Jin. Is that he doesn't move around as well as he should. Because his quick and his recovery and his speed, I'm pretty sure all three of them are a lot better than me. So he should be moving all around the court. But he kind of just stands there. As you can see right now, he's just like, oh, cool, you got it? Okay, cool. Cool, I'll just stand here. But in this game, I don't remember if it was this game or it was the next game. It was probably this game. But what I was trying to do is, whenever I would keep count of how many specials my opponent did, and I would try to use about as many specials. So if they use 5 specials, I'm allowed to use 5 specials, and I would kind of mentally keep a count in my head, which probably sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not that difficult. Especially since it's only, I would use my special usually right away. So, and I only really had to like keep count of one score and subtract. Yeah, this game came down to the wire, literally. It's 4-4 tiebreak. Yeah, you can't get any more closer than that. And we're using specials back and forth. It was a really good game, to be honest. I'm surprised because I half expected either A, me and Jin's horrible teamwork to cause us to lose the match, or B, look at that, he keeps doing that. That's the third time he does that. I think he gets aced on a crucial point. But yeah, I expected our teamwork to get us trashed, or these guys, since they're not really relevant, they just get pushed aside by a couple of snake shots. But apparently that wasn't the case, which is good. Good tennis, that was good. That was a really good point. But I had to put an end to that there. It's like, I think serve for the match? Yeah, well, Jin serves for the match, which is just as good. Maybe you can get an ace? No, he just hits a really simple ball. Good job. Come on, smash it. Oh, no. Come on, Jin, move to the side. Jeez. Smash. No, that wasn't a smash. Oh my god, he actually used a special. Wow, I think that's the second time he did this match. Wow, he actually used a special. Good job, Jin. Good job. You actually, you did your special, you won the point. Wow. Oh, we each had 5 smash aces. Not bad. I had 7 return aces though. I don't know why I'm so good at returning in this game. 25, Jesus. But see, yeah, he used about what, 22? 25. I did a couple of more. It's close enough. But yeah, that's the second round of the aerial doubles tournament. Let's see who our next opponent is going to be. Damn it, go to next. Oh, whoa. Well, you look at that. Well, we'll see you next time.